Hello, my name is Sydney, and today I'm coming at you with a little bit different of a video than what I've been doing the past couple videos or so. I've been talking a lot about editing lately, but there's more to writing than editing. Of course, editing is like, you know, rancid jelly to the beautifully gooey, delicious peanut butter. That's not to say I don't like jelly, but editing is like jelly, but it's rancid. What's beyond editing? You edit the book, you revise it again, you write, you edit, you write, you edit, but what's beyond that, right? There's a larger world to writing out there. And speaking of such, I thought I would talk to you guys today about 7 writing goals that I have. Futuristic, short-term, long-term. Most of these are quite long-term, but I'm already making progress towards some of them, so let's just get into it. So, starting off small and kind of obvious here, publish a book. Now I said starting off small. Publishing a book is no small feat, but it's rather small compared to some of the other goals I have on this list. Like I've said before on my channel, publishing a book is not my end goal. It used to be before I really started to think about what would that mean to me and just started to come up with more goals for things I could do beyond that. I'm a pretty futuristic person. I'm always thinking about the future. I made a whole video about publishing and how I think that can affect your writing if your goal is to become a published author, so I'll link that down below. I'm really proud of that video. I had a lot of thoughts turning in the back of my head about the positives and negatives of wanting to publish a book, and I was really proud to be able to sit down and just kind of crank those out. Number 2, become a full-time writer. Now, technically, I am a full-time writer right now, but for a different type of writing. I'm a full-time technical writer. That's my job. That's what I'm paid to do. But nobody's paying me to write my books yet. So, and it's a completely different type of writing, right? Right now, I'm more like editing stuff, right? But what I want to do is write fiction, creative, make stuff up, not just write technical things. So, yeah, I'm working towards this goal in that I am working on a book. Ow, I just hurt my toe. I think this is like every writer's dream, right? Like to be paid to do the thing that you would be doing anyway for free, Like you just get to live your best life. This would just be my ultimate dream, to be a full-time writer who can travel, that I can write from anywhere in the world. Which leads me into my next goal, which is to go on 30 writing retreats in the next 30 years. Now, some of you may say this is kind of ambitious, but for me, I'm like, this sort of seems like I'm aiming low. I've always been a traveler. I grew up in Japan and Germany, so I've got this, this traveling bug instilled in my veins. I'm actually going somewhere very soon, in like a month, and I'm really excited about that. And I realized how, I guess, blessed and privileged I am to say that I can even afford to do that kind of thing. But a writing retreat doesn't even have to be something that you book a plane ticket for and jet off. It could be like a road trip somewhere, it could be just like going somewhere. It could be going to the next town over, or you could be going to the next country over, whatever. But, just going somewhere different from your locale. I definitely have a lot of countries on my bucket list. My eyes just got super wide there. It's hard to kind of say how many writing retreats I've gone on in the past because I always try to do a little bit of writing when I travel, and it doesn't always usually pan out. I guess it just depends. It's really hard to write when I'm traveling, whether I'm trying to explore somewhere or whether I even bring my computer with me. I might just have my phone or a notebook, which is fine. But when it comes to drafting, I really prefer to write. But I did take a cruise last year, and I think I wrote like 7,000 words throughout the week. And every time I go to visit my dad, I do quite a bit of writing there because I'm able to like sit in front of the computer for a lot of hours during the days that I'm there. So I don't know if that counts as a writing retreat though, because the difference I think between going on a writing retreat versus traveling and doing some writing is like that intention. Like you go to the writing retreat with like that's your goal. So come out of this writing retreat having done something productive towards your writing. And I don't know, maybe that's your goal when you travel. I'd like to do a bit of writing while I'm there. Number 4, write a full-length screenplay. Now, what full-length means here is sort of up for debate. You hear full-length and you maybe think movie length, like maybe a 90-page screenplay. But it could be much shorter. It just could be like a complete story. I took a screenplay writing class when I was in college, and it was so much fun. Just delving into this new medium and actually enjoying it. I also did a nonfiction creative writing class where I wrote essays, and that was really interesting because I always thought that I never was interested in nonfiction. I always wanted to make things up, like I said earlier in the video with technical writing, but like I actually really enjoyed it. You get to learn a lot about yourself when you write about yourself, or a lot about your experiences. But with screenwriting, it was interesting because the class that I did, it was intro, is like an intro class, so you're just learning about the form. And so instead of making anything up, we were adapting short stories. And so I chose, of course, EAP, Edgar Allan Poe's The Fall of the House of Usher. And I was so proud of the screenplay that came out. It was like a 20 to 25 page limit, so that would be like an episode of a short TV show. And like, not to brag, but my teacher did say I had the best screenplay in the class. But I haven't really done any screenplay writing since. I watch a heck of a lot of TV, so I always kind of thought that maybe that's an area of creative writing I should try out more. You know, I watch so much TV, why not try writing for it? That's just about, I guess, doing it. Although I think I would do a lot better if I could take another class, not even just to learn, but to be surrounded by other people who are learning this medium and trying this medium as well, and to be motivated by them. Number 5 is to finish an entire series. So far I have only written the complete first books of 2 different series. For both my series, Stormcloud and Pitchfork, they're both projected to be 4 books. So I've got a bit of a ways to go. I'm like only 25% of the way done. I have, for Stormcloud, written the first 30,000 words of book 2. I don't expect to complete this goal anytime soon, but I would love to do it eventually, to like finally close the chapter on all of my notes, on all these characters. And I know that would be a very sad day, or so authors seem to say every time they finish writing the last book of a series, but at the same time it's like, you finished it, you've reached this huge milestone. Not only have you written 1 book, which is already like super hard, but you've written an entire series. And that's definitely worth, you know, crying over both happy and sad tears. And I cannot wait for the day. I wonder which series it would be first, Stormcloud or Pitchfork, or even something else entirely. Every time I revise a book, I'm like, this could be the book, right? But then I go back to my other series and I'm like, oh, but this could be the book. And I could not honestly tell you which one I would want to be published first. Number 5, high five, is to write 1 million words. Maybe I've already done this with all the words I've written and revised and deleted and everything. I don't know, but I am pretty good at keeping track of my words when I am drafting the story. When it comes to revising, I am crap at keeping track of my words, because I write a little bit here, I revise a bunch there, I delete a bunch of words, and it's really hard to keep track of how many words I've added and taken away and stuff like that. So I really just mean this with drafting. You know, once you've written a complete draft, how many words have you written, right? And it's not just with Stormcloud and Pitchfork. I've written other stuff as well. But I think I'm going to keep this to the stories that I'm actually taking seriously, as opposed to things that I just write for fun. So at this point, I could be like maybe halfway there. Let's see, draft of Stormcloud. So the first and second drafts of Stormcloud are so vastly different that I think I could just count them as 2 separate things, right? I don't know, maybe I'm like at 400,000 or 500,000 words, so maybe I should increase this goal to like 10 million. Or maybe I should quit while I'm ahead and just keep it for 1 million right now, and then we'll see where we get to in the future. Lucky number 7. And this one is quite big. I think this is definitely the biggest one of the entire list. You know, it encompasses the whole completing a series thing, or it beats that out. It beats out possibly writing 1 million words, or it could even help me achieve it. It for sure helps with doing 30 writing retreats in 30 years. This would put me a lot closer to that goal. And that is, my friend, to write a book on every single continent. And yes, that includes Antarctica. I'm gonna get to Antarctica one day. We're gonna figure this out, okay? And when you go to Antarctica, you don't just go for a week. You gotta be there for like long term, because the planes don't just come and go all day, okay? They come like maybe once a day, maybe not even every day, okay? Because it's a trip to get down there. It takes like 3 days or something. But yeah, so we're gonna figure out how to get down there. But for now, I think I've accomplished this with 2 continents. I've written the full book, obviously, in the United States, because that's where I live. But I've also finished a significant portion of a book of Pitchfork in Asia. So now, here's the thing. This is where this goal gets a bit, you know, twisty, is that I don't necessarily have to write the entire book from start to finish on the one continent. I just feel like I have to write a significant portion of the book, whether you write the beginning, whether you write the middle, whether you write the end, whether you go there once and write the beginning, go to somewhere else in that same continent and write the middle, you know, whatever it is. It's pretty open-ended. It doesn't even have to be a book. It could be like write a short story. I don't know. It's very open-ended. But I guess the other way of wording this goal is to do a significant amount of writing on each continent. But I like the book write a book on each continent sounds a lot better and sounds a lot more impressive and specific. Those are my 7 writing goals, futuristic goals, goals I want to achieve with the pen in the next many years, however they may take. Yeah, this was really fun to talk about. I actually kind of came up with these goals. Some of them have been brooding. Some of them have been brewing. There you go. That's the word. Some of these goals have been brewing in the back of my mind for a while now, and I've only really just given voice to them. Like, I've kind of always wanted to do the continent one. The 30 writing retreats one just kind of pulled that number out of my behind, but it seemed good. Yeah, and of course publishing a book, right? That kind of, in a lot of ways, comes with the territory. And the full-time writer thing, I think we all want to do that. Yeah, but I had a lot of fun doing this. Let me know down below if you guys have any long-term writing goals. If you've got 1, if you've got 3, if you've got 7, if you've got a million. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'd love to do another video like this soon. These numbered list videos with when it comes to writing is actually really fun to come up with. So I'm going to see if I can maybe do a few more in the future. But anyway, thank you again so much for watching. Give this video a like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell notification icon so you can be notified whenever I post new videos. What's this dance move called? And I will see you later. Toodaloo!